Hey, welcome back to Myron Golden Insights. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now, because what I'm about to share with you in the next few minutes is going to change the entire trajectory of your life. I'm serious. Don't wait till the end. Do it right now. Subscribe, turn on that notification bell, because the content we drop on this channel is not for people who want to stay comfortable. This is for people who are ready to force themselves into greatness. Now listen, I got a question for you, and I want you to be real with yourself right now. How many goals have you set that you didn't achieve? How many times have you said, this is the year, this is the month, this is the week, I'm finally gonna do it, and then nothing happened? You made the plan, you had the vision, you even told people about it, but somewhere between the decision and the execution, something fell apart. And if I'm being honest with you, you're sitting here right now feeling frustrated, feeling stuck, feeling like maybe you're just not cut out for success. Well, I got news for you. That's a lie. You know what your problem is? It's not talent. It's not resources. It's not connections. Your problem is you're waiting for something that's never gonna come. You're waiting to feel like achieving your goals. You're waiting for motivation to knock on your door. You're waiting for the perfect moment. And while you're waiting, life is passing you by. Your dreams are dying. Your potential is wasting away. But today, that changes. Today, I'm gonna give you the blueprint to force yourself to achieve your goals, not wish for them, not hope for them, not pray for them and then sit on the couch. Force yourself. And I know that word makes some people uncomfortable. Force? That sounds harsh. Good, because harsh is what you need right now. You've been soft with yourself long enough. You've been negotiating with yourself long enough. You've been making excuses long enough. See, everybody wants to win, but not everybody is willing to do what winners do. And what winners do is simple. They force themselves to take action when they don't feel like it. They force themselves to stay disciplined when everyone else is sleeping. They force themselves to keep going when everything in them wants to quit. That's the difference. That's the secret. That's what we're going to break down today. Now, I need you to do something for me. I need you to commit right now that you're going to watch this entire video. Don't skip ahead. Don't jump around. Don't get distracted, because what I'm about to share with you is going to build. It's going to compound, and if you miss one piece, you're going to miss the whole thing. This isn't entertainment. This is transformation. This is the information that separates the people who make it from the people who don't. I'm going to give you two powerful principles today, two keynotes that, if you apply them, will absolutely revolutionize your life. The first one is going to show you why you've been approaching motivation completely backwards. And the second one is going to reveal the hidden negotiation that's killing your dreams every single day. These aren't just concepts. These are weapons. These are tools. These are the exact principles that have helped countless people break through their limitations and achieve goals they thought were impossible. So here's what I need from you. Get your mind right. Get your phone on silent. Get rid of the distractions, because for the next several minutes, we're going deep. We're going to war with mediocrity. We're going to battle against your excuses. And by the time we're done, you're either going to be ready to take massive action, or you're going to realize you're not serious about success. Either way, you're going to know the truth. Are you ready? Because I'm not here to make you feel good. I'm here to make you get good. I'm not here to stroke your ego. I'm here to wake you up. So let's go. Let's talk about how you're going to force yourself to achieve your goals. Action precedes motivation. Listen, I need to break down something for you that most people will never understand, and it's the reason they stay stuck their entire lives. See, everybody's walking around waiting for this magical feeling called motivation to show up at their door like some kind of UPS package. They think one day they're just going to wake up and feel like conquering the world, feel like building a business, feel like getting in shape, feel like becoming successful. And that's the lie that's keeping you broke, keeping you stuck, keeping you exactly where you are right now. Let me tell you how this really works, because once you understand this principle, your entire life will shift. Action comes first, period. The feeling you're waiting for, it shows up after you start moving, not before. You don't get motivated and then take action. You take action and then motivation shows up like, oh, you're already working, let me help you out. See, most people got this thing completely backwards, and that's why they're paralyzed. They're sitting on their couch saying, I'll go to the gym when I feel motivated. No, you go to the gym And on your third rep, your body starts producing endorphins, your blood starts flowing, your mind starts clearing up, and then you feel motivated, but you gotta move first. Think about it like this. You ever try to push a car that's sitting still? It takes everything you got. You're pushing and straining and sweating and it barely moves. But once you get that car rolling, even just a little bit, what happens? It gets easier. You build momentum. Same thing with your life, with your goals, with your dreams. The hardest part is that initial push when you don't feel like it, when every fiber of your being is saying stay comfortable. But once you force yourself to move, once you take that first action, momentum kicks in. And here's what people don't understand about feelings. Your feelings are a response system. They're not a guidance system. Your feelings respond to what you do. They don't tell you what to do. When you understand that, you take back control of your life, because now you're not waiting for permission from your emotions. You're commanding your actions, and your emotions fall in line behind you like they're supposed to. Let me give you a real world example. You know you need to make sales calls, right? But you wake up and you don't feel like it. So what do most people do? They wait. They check their email, they scroll social media, they reorganize their desk. They do everything except make the calls because they're waiting to feel confident, waiting to feel ready, waiting to feel motivated. And you know what happens? They never feel it. The day ends, no calls made, no money made, and they wonder why they're not successful. But what if you just picked up the phone? What if you forced yourself to dial that first number even though your hands are shaking, even though you're scared, even though you don't feel confident? Here's what happens. The first call is rough, maybe the second one too, but by the third call, something shifts. You find your rhythm, your voice gets stronger, your confidence builds, and by the fifth or sixth call, you're in the zone, you're motivated, you're on fire. But you had to act first. See, your brain doesn't know the difference between something you forced yourself to do and something you wanted to do. All your brain knows is that you're doing it. And once you're doing it, your brain says, oh, we're doing this now? Okay, let me send some dopamine. Let me send some energy. Let me get on board. Your brain catches up to your actions, but it never ever precedes them when it comes to hard things. And this is why successful people seem to have some kind of supernatural motivation. People look at them and think, man, they must just love working hard. They must just naturally want to wake up at 5 a.m. They must just be born different. No, they force themselves so many times that forcing themselves became their default setting. They built that muscle. They created that habit. They trained their mind to follow their actions instead of the other way around. Here's another critical thing you need to understand. Motivation is an emotion, and emotions are temporary. They come and go like the weather. You cannot build a successful life on something that changes every few hours. You know what doesn't change? Your commitment, your decision, your discipline. Those things are stable. Those things are reliable. And when you operate from decision instead of emotion, you become unstoppable. Think about brushing your teeth. You do it every day, right? Not because you wake up motivated to brush your teeth. Not because you have some passionate love affair with dental hygiene. You do it because you decided a long time ago that it's what you do. It's non-negotiable. You don't debate it. You don't wait for the feeling. You just do it. That's the same energy you need to bring to your goals. Make a decision and execute it regardless of how you feel. And let me tell you what happens when you consistently take action before you feel like it. You build what I call discipline capital. Every time you do something when you don't want to do it, you make a deposit. You're building wealth in your character account. And that capital compounds. It grows, it multiplies, until one day doing hard things becomes easier than staying comfortable, because you've trained yourself. You've conditioned yourself. You've become someone who acts first and feels later. The people who are winning in life, the people who are achieving their goals, the people who are building wealth, building businesses, building legacies, they're not more talented than you. They're not smarter than you. They don't have some secret superpower. They just understand this one principle that you now understand. Action precedes motivation. They move first. They force the action. And the motivation shows up after they're already working. Stop waiting for the feeling. Create the feeling by taking action. Stop negotiating with yourself. Let me tell you where most people lose their dreams. It's not in the execution. It's not even in the planning. You know where they lose their dreams? In the negotiation phase. See, you make a decision yesterday that you're going to wake up at 5 a.m., you're going to hit the gym, you're going to make those calls, you're going to write that book, you're going to build that business. But then when the moment comes to execute, you start negotiating with yourself like you're some kind of hostage negotiator trying to talk yourself down from success. The alarm goes off at 5 a.m. and immediately your brain says, you know what, 5:30 would still be early. You'd still be ahead of most people. So you hit snooze, then 5:30 comes and your brain says, well, technically 6 o'clock is still morning. You could still get a workout in. Then 6 becomes 6:30. 6:30 becomes 7. And before you know it, it's 8 o'clock. You're rushing, you're stressed, you're behind, and you're wondering why your life isn't changing. I'll tell you why. Because you negotiated yourself out of your own victory. Here's what you need to understand. Every time you negotiate with yourself, you're not just losing that one battle. You're training yourself to be a negotiator instead of an executor. You're building a pattern. You're creating an identity. And pretty soon, negotiating becomes who you are. You become someone who can't be trusted. And the person who can't trust you the most is you. How are you going to build an empire when you can't even trust yourself to do what you said you were going to do? See, successful people made a decision a long time ago that decisions are final. When they say 5 o'clock, they mean 5 o'clock. Not 5:05, not 5:15, 5 o'clock, period. No debate, no discussion, no negotiation, because they understand something that most people will never get. The moment you start negotiating is the moment you've already lost. Think about it like this. When you go to court, when you stand before a judge, can you negotiate with the judge about the law? Your Honor, I know the speed limit was 55, but I was thinking more like 75. Can we negotiate? No, the law is the law. It's non-negotiable. That's the same energy you need to bring to your own commitments. You are the judge. You are the law. And when you made that decision yesterday, that was your ruling. Your job today is to enforce it, not renegotiate it. And let me tell you what happens when you negotiate. You erode your self-trust. You damage your self-respect. You destroy your self-confidence, because deep down in your subconscious mind, you know you're lying to yourself. You know you're making excuses. You know you're choosing comfort over commitment. And your subconscious mind keeps a perfect record of every time you broke a promise to yourself. And that record becomes your identity. You wonder why you don't believe in yourself? Because you got a track record of not following through. You wonder why you lack confidence? Because you've proven to yourself over and over that you can't be counted on. Every negotiation is evidence against you in the court of your own mind. And you can't build success with that kind of evidence piling up. Here's the thing that most people don't realize. Your brain is designed to seek comfort. That's its job. It wants to keep you safe, keep you comfortable, keep you in the cave where it's warm. So when you make a decision to do something hard, your brain immediately starts working on how to get you out of it. It becomes the best lawyer you've ever seen. It'll give you every reason why you should wait, why you should postpone, why you should modify the plan. You didn't sleep well, you have a headache, you can start Monday, this isn't the right time. Your brain will negotiate for your comfort every single time. But here's what you got to understand. You are not your brain. You are the person who controls your brain. Your brain works for you. You don't work for your brain. So when your brain starts trying to negotiate you out of your commitment, you got to shut that conversation down immediately. No debate, no discussion. You made the decision. Now execute it. And let me give you a framework that will change your life. When that alarm goes off, when that moment comes to execute, you got a 5-second window. 5 seconds. That's it. In those 5 seconds, you either move or you negotiate. If you move within 5 seconds, you win. If you start thinking, if you start considering, if you start weighing options, you've entered negotiation mode and you've already lost. 5 seconds. Count backwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, move. Don't give your brain time to negotiate. You know why the military uses yes, sir, and no, sir? Because there's no negotiation. When a commanding officer gives an order, you don't debate it, you don't discuss it, you don't negotiate it, you execute it. That's the culture they build. And that's the culture you need to build in your own life. You are the commanding officer of your own destiny. And when you give yourself an order, the only acceptable response is yes, sir, and immediate execution. Think about all the time and energy you waste negotiating. You spend more time trying to talk yourself out of doing something than it would take to just do it. You'll spend 30 minutes negotiating about a workout that only takes 20 minutes. You'll spend an hour debating about making calls that only take 30 minutes. You're spending your energy in the wrong place. Use that energy to execute, not to negotiate. And here's what happens when you stop negotiating. You build momentum, you build trust with yourself, you build confidence. Every time you execute without negotiation, you're making a deposit into your character account. You're proving to yourself that you're someone who does what they say. You're building a reputation with yourself. And that reputation becomes your reality. You become known to yourself as someone who executes, someone who doesn't negotiate, someone who keeps their word. The most successful people I know have one thing in common. They don't negotiate with themselves. They decided a long time ago that when they make a decision, it's final. They're not going to revisit it. They're not going to reconsider it. They're not going to modify it based on how they feel in the moment. They made the decision when they were thinking clearly, and they execute it even when they're not. That's integrity. That's discipline. That's what separates the winners from the wishers. Now look, we've covered a lot of ground today, and I need you to understand that everything I just gave you is worthless if you don't apply it. You can have all the knowledge in the world, but knowledge without application is just entertainment. And I didn't make this video to entertain you. I made this video to transform you. Let me recap what we just covered because this is critical. First, we talked about how action precedes motivation. Stop waiting to feel like it. Stop waiting for some magical moment of inspiration. You create motivation by taking action first. Your feelings follow your actions, not the other way around. That's the law. That's how it works. And when you understand that, you take back control of your life. Second, we talked about stopping the negotiation with yourself. Every time you hit that snooze button, every time you postpone what you said you were going to do, every time you modify your commitment based on how you feel in the moment, you're training yourself to be unreliable. You're destroying your self-trust. You're building evidence against yourself. And you cannot achieve great things when you can't even trust yourself to follow through on small things. So here's what I need you to do right now, today, this moment. I need you to identify one goal, just one. Something you've been putting off, something you've been negotiating about, something you know you need to do, but you've been waiting to feel ready. And I need you to take one action on that goal today. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel motivated, today. Because here's the truth. Your life is not going to change because you watched this video. Your life is going to change because you applied what you learned in this video. Information is not transformation. Application is transformation. So what are you going to do? Are you going to go back to your comfortable life, your comfortable excuses, your comfortable mediocrity? Or are you going to force yourself to take action? See, I can give you the blueprint, but I can't walk the path for you. I can show you the door, but you got to walk through it. I can light the fire, but you got to keep it burning. That's on you. That's your responsibility. That's your moment of decision. And let me tell you something. The fact that you're still here, the fact that you watched this entire video tells me something about you. It tells me you're different. It tells me you're serious. It tells me you're not just another person who watches motivational videos and then does nothing. You're someone who's ready to change. You're someone who's ready to force yourself to achieve your goals. So here's what I need you to do right now. If this video spoke to you, if something clicked, if you felt that fire ignite inside you, do 3 things for me. Number 1, smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because we drop content like this that will change your life every single week. Number 2, drop a comment below and tell me what action you're going to take today. What's the one thing you're going to force yourself to do? Write it down, declare it, make it real. And number 3, share this video with someone who needs to hear this message. Someone who's stuck, someone who's been negotiating with themselves, someone who needs a wake-up call. Remember, you found Myron Golden Insights for a reason. This channel is your headquarters for transformation. This is where people who are serious about success come to get the truth, not sugar-coated feel-good nonsense. We're building a community of executors here, not negotiators. Now get out there and force yourself to achieve your goals. Stop waiting, stop negotiating, start executing. Your future self is counting on you. Let's go.